If you thought that during the clay court swing we will finally see everyone playing, no restrictions, no injuries and no other problems, then well, you thought wrong, my friend, because as of today, Carlos Alcaraz, Rafael Nadal and Felix Auger-Aliassime have all announced that they will not play in the Monte Carlo Masters, which is a real shame, and to be fair, it's getting tiring, because without looking stuff up, can you name a week of tennis when most of the best players in the world were able to play? Because I really can't remember one. For the Australian Open we had Carlos Alcaraz and Nick Kyrgios out. After the Australian Open, Rafael Nadal and Sebastian Korda were out, and most recently Novak Djokovic was out for the Sunshine Swing. And I understand that it's impossible to have everyone playing at every tournament, but come on, this is some unprecedented amount of unluckiness. Every single big tournament has had at least one top contender missing. And as someone who is definitely not a fan of clay court tennis, for me the only saving grace for this part of the season was the possibility of seeing every top player in the biggest tournaments. I wanted to see Alcaraz versus Djokovic, I wanted to see in how good of a shape Rafa is in, I wanted to see the best competing against each other. But since none of my wishes will be granted, I can't say that I am looking forward to Monte Carlo Masters that much. Only thing that can save it is a Casper Ruud title, who I am a super huge fan of. And even though I am not happy with how things are turning out in the build up to Monte Carlo Masters, I know that at least one fan base will be happy with these withdrawals, and it's the Nole fam. I am not saying that they wish for injuries for Novak's rivals. I am not trying to bring bad rap to them, because they do that themselves most of the time, and I am not saying that I agree with all their sentiments, but to be fair, I can't blame them for feeling this way in this particular situation. Finally, their idol will have an opportunity to solidify his spot at the top of the rankings in a tournament where many of his possibly tough opponents will be absent. Unfortunately, because of that we will be subjected to even more idiotic tennis discourse, but I guess that's just a part of the sport. And outside of these injury problems in Monte Carlo, I want to ramble a bit about more of the things that are surrounding tennis. One of the things that I want to talk about is pickleball, and I'm going to shoot straight here and say that it is absolutely ass. I don't care if Agassi, McEnroe, Roddick or Chang play this stupid sport, it will still be stupid. I don't care if Naomi Osaka, Nick Kyrgios, LeBron James or my own mother invest in this sport, it will never become cool. You can't not look like a fucking goof when you play it, and if that sport would have stayed in its own bubble, then I wouldn't have any problem with it. But let's not pretend like it is fun to watch on TV, YouTube or wherever else you can watch such things. It might be an accessible sport for the people, but if I wanted to play a dynamic racket sport where I don't have to move much, I would play table tennis. If I wanted to play a sport that kinda sorta resembles tennis, I would play paddle, and if I was a disgruntled tennis player who is nearing retirement like Jack Sock, I wouldn't transition to pickleball like he is apparently planning to do. I'd rather do something like what Garbine Muguruza is doing right now. That lady just decided to take a break from the sport and go on a year-long vacation just because she wanted to, and I respect her for it. She is not hiding anything, she is not saying that she is recovering from some mysterious injury. Garbine is just telling the truth that she is just chilling with her family and is having too much fun. So she doesn't want to return to the tour. And call me crazy, but I think other players should follow suit if they desire to do so. Because in my opinion, it is a beautiful thing if you can be content and happy with your career without thinking that you should have done this or you should do that. But unfortunately, not everyone can enjoy their time away from the sport without replaying every single what if scenario in their heads and thinking about whether they should return. And when those thoughts creep in, it just looks depressing from the outside. So all the news about Del Potro possibly playing at the US Open don't invoke any happiness within me. They make me feel sad, actually. It makes me feel sad that a legend of the sport like Del Potro, who can't even drive a car for more than an hour without pain, as he himself said, has to resort to playing in the US Open just to get some money, and he needs that back because his finances were messed up during his playing career. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see a healthy Juan Martin playing. His majestic forehand never gets old, but at this point, the only thing that is holding his body together is thoughts and prayers, so I don't have any real desire to watch a broken down Del Potro playing. And you know what? In a sport where everyone writes the legends like there is no tomorrow, I am shocked that no one has offered Del Potro a job in commentary or as an on-site expert or something like that. Tennis media needs refreshing. I am tired of listening to Mats Wilander, Tim Henman or Jim Courier every single Grand Slam. Spice it up, change the cast of the experts, and maybe then somebody will actually start giving a shit about those Grand Slam coverages. If you hear this, then I really appreciate you for listening to me rambling about tennis, and I mean, if you watch the video and you are not subscribed, then click that subscribe button. It is truly appreciated. But until next time, take it easy, my friend.